Today we are going to discuss the blood. Blood is a fluid connective tissue in the body that runs through the vessel to act as a medium for transport of oxygen, nutrient and hormones. Among the all connective tissue, not only connective tissue, or in all the tissue, blood is the only one which is fluid in nature, and it acts as a medium for transport of oxygen, nutrient and hormone. Blood makes up about 7 to 8% of the body weight, that is about 5.6 liter in 70 kg male. This proportion is less in women and considerably greater in children. If we compare the proportion among between the men and women, in men it will be more as compared to women, and if we compare between the adult and children, in children it will be more, gradually decreasing until the adult level is reached. That means when as the age will increase, the proportion of the blood will be decreasing. Physical characteristics of blood: it is more viscous or thick than water. If we compare the viscosity of the water and blood will be more thick. Then temperature 100.4 degree Fahrenheit. 7 to 8% of the total body weight, and average blood volume is males is 5 to 6 liters and 4 to 5 liters in average female. Source of blood cells: mature blood cells have relatively short lifespan, so blood cells I will discuss later. Then blood cells are synthesized mainly in the red bone marrow, so mainly blood cells are produced in the red bone marrow, which is present mainly in the long bone, skull bone, breastbone. And some lymphocytes additionally are produced in the lymphocytes, and lymphocyte is the one type of blood cell which is produced in the lymphoid tissue. And the organ or the system responsible for synthesis blood cells are called hematopoietic system. So the organ or the system which are responsible for the production of blood cells are called hematopoietic system, and the process of blood cell formation is called hematopoiesis. In the process where the blood cells are formed, that process is called hematopoiesis. Let's see the function of blood. Function of blood, here I have discussed overall. So first one is the deliver oxygen, nutrient to all body cells. So mainly they are delivering oxygen, nutrient and to the all each and every cells. Transport waste product from cells for elimination. So waste product they will collect and they will send it to the alimentary canal or in another excretory organ. Transport hormones, they are carrying the hormones from the gland and they are transported to the target cell. Then maintain body temperature and distribute heat also. They are maintaining the body temperature and maintain pH, carries buffers. So mainly they are maintain the pH level of the blood. Maintain fluid volume, and the fluid volume of the body they are maintaining by the blood. Prevent blood loss, that is clotting. So in the blood there are some clotting factors are there which are helping in the prevention of blood. Then prevent infection. WBC is the one type of white blood cell, that is one type of blood cell which are helping in the prevention of infection. Not only WBC, even the antibodies they are helping in the prevention of infection. Let's see the composition of blood. So blood is composed of mainly two parts, that is blood plasma and form element. So blood plasma is a clearly straw color watery fluid in which several different types of blood cells are suspended. So plasma normally constitute 55% of the blood volume of blood, whereas the form element the remaining 45% is accounted, which are cells and cell fragment. And a two fraction of the blood cells and a plasma can be separated by the centrifugation spinning. That is the process. Actually there is a machine that is called centrifugation machine. In that machine, after collecting the blood in test tube, and if we put in that centrifugation machine, they can separate the plasma and the other form element. In the picture also we can see the plasma, they are the straw color clearly watery fluid, and the other remaining, the foam element, they remain in the test tubes downward. Then first discuss the plasma. Plasma, the constituent of plasma are water, that is 90 to 92%. If we take 100 ml of plasma, within that 90 to 92% will be water, and other dissolved and suspended substance including plasma protein, inorganic salt, nutrient, principally from digested food, waste material, hormone, gases are present in that plasma. Here also we can see in the picture the plasma, that is the constitute 55%, and that under that ions, water, proteins, nutrient, waste and gases are present, and the remaining 45% here we can form element, that the blood cell fragment are present. Let's see the blood cells. So there are three types of blood cell, that is erythrocyte, which is called red blood cell, that is next is platelets, that is thrombocytes, and then the third one, that is leukocyte, that is white blood cell. Here in the picture also we can see the red blood cell, they are red in color. Then white blood cells, they have different lobes, and platelets, they are actually in some cases we are not considering platelet as a blood cells, they consider as a cell fragment. Let's see the blood cell formation. What is blood cell formation? So we have already discussed in the previous earlier slide that hematopoiesis, that is the blood cell formation, the process where the blood cell are formed, that is called hematopoiesis, which is occurs in the red bone marrow. The red bone marrow are mainly red bone marrow which can produce the blood cell are skull bone, pelvis, not all skull bone, there are some skull bone, pelvis bone, ribs, sternum, and humerus and femur. These are the bones which can produce blood cells. Then let's see the cellular portion and their function. So red blood cell, mainly they can carry the oxygen and transport oxygen and carbon dioxide. Then next part is white blood cell. White blood cell have divided in 5 parts that we'll discuss later, but still we can see in the picture that they have 5 types: neutrophils, lymphocyte, monocyte, eosinophil, and basophil. Neutrophils, which is their function is phagocytosis. Phagocytosis is if any foreign body try to enter in the body, they identify whether the foreign body is harmful for the body or not. If this is harmful, they will kill that foreign body. That process is called phagocytosis. Lymphocyte mainly central to the immune response. So they are they first if there is any immunity reaction, that first lymphocyte is the one which is response that one. Then monocyte and eosinophil, both also they are involved in the phagocytosis process. The last one, that is the basophils, that is a source of substance that increase capillary permeability. So blood, when they are transferring from the blood vessels to tissue, that during that time the capillary permeability they are helping. The platelet, which is the one which is the source of substance that is aid in the blood clotting. So platelet plaque formation, there is a one process that in that way platelet can help in the preventing blood loss. Then now next one, that is a plasma portion, that is the water that is the serve as a solvent. Then plasma protein, that is play diverse role infection, and they are helping in the infection fighting and blood clotting, etc. The other solutes that like ions, lipid, amino acids, hormone, vitamin, dissolved gases, these are play diverse role maintaining in the extracellular pH, blood volume, etc. Next, let's see what is red blood cell. Red blood cell are biconcave discs. If we see the structure of the red blood cell, we can see that is they look like biconcave discs, and they have no nucleus, and their diameter is about 7 micrometer. So they don't have any nucleus, and as we know that in every cell there is nucleus, but in red blood cell there is no nucleus, and their diameter is 7 micrometers. And their main function is as gas transport, mainly of oxygen, but they also carry some carbon dioxide. Erythrocytes are found in the red bone marrow, which is present in the ends of the long bones like humerus, femur, and flat and irregular bones. Their lifespan is in the circulation is about 120 days. So one red blood cell can live up to 120 days. So biconcave disc shape as the red blood cell, they are biconcave disc, which is suited for the gas exchange. This is help in the gas exchange, and also the shape is flexible so that the RBC can pass through the smallest blood vessel, that is the capillaries. Capillaries is the smallest blood vessels, which in that blood vessel also the RBC can enter. Then they pass through the several stages of development before entering the blood. So as we know that the red bone marrow can produce the blood cell. So before entering the blood vessels, they went in many stages of development. And the process of development of red blood cells from stem cell takes about 7 days, and it called erythropoiesis. So the process where the blood cells has gone in the development process, that process is called erythropoiesis. So hemoglobin, as we know that in the red blood cell, their color is red. It is because of the hemoglobin. It is hemoglobin. What is hemoglobin? It is a red pigment and present in the RBC of the blood. It is conjugated protein and chromoprotein protein. That is, it is in the hemoglobin equation we can see that the conjugated protein and chromoprotein, and it is made up of iron and protein, and its molecular weight is around 68,000. So normal values of hemoglobin, it is vary for men, women, and even children. In 1 year old, if we see the hemoglobin limit, we can see that 10 to 12 gram per day, and whereas in the adult males 14 to 70 gram per 100 ml, and females 12 to 15 gram per 100 ml. Let's see the hematocrit. What is hematocrit? The percentage of total blood volume occupied by the RBC is called hematocrit value. So in suppose we have said that if we take 100 ml of blood, within that RBC, how much the RBC are occupied, that amount is called hematocrit, and a significant drop in hematocrit indicates anemia lower than the normal of RBC. So if we found that the hematocrit, that means the RBC blood volume are lower as compared to normal, that is called anemia. Erythrocyte sedimentation rate. So the rate at which the erythrocytes settle down to the form of sedimentation when allowed to stand in a test tube is called ESR. So I have said earlier that there is a machine that is called erythrocyte sedimentation machine. In that, after taking the blood with the test tube, we can put in that machine, so they can settle down the blood cell in the test tube. With that process is called erythrocyte sedimentation rate. Next come to the white blood cell. So leukocyte is another name of white blood cell. The leukocytes have nuclei and do not contain hemoglobin. So in the RBC, is contain hemoglobin, but white blood cells do not contain any hemoglobin. Most live for few years to few days. So their lifespan of the white blood cell is very in different types. That is T and B memory cell or the lymphocyte can live for many years, and its bodies have defense part of immune system. That T lymphocyte and B lymphocyte, they are the part of defense and immune system. It has larger than RBCs. If we compare the size of the RBC and WBC, they are larger than RBC. Leukopoiesis. The process of development and maturation of white blood cell, that is leukocyte, is called leukopoiesis. In the process where the maturation and development of white blood cell occur, that process is called leukopoiesis. Let's see here types of WBC. WBC we have divided into granular and agranular. Granular means when the granules are present, that types of WBC are called granular, and there are two types where the granule are absent. So under the granular, there are three types: neutrophil, that is contains 62%, acidophils or eosinophils, that is contain 2.3%, and basophil, that is contain 0.4%. Whereas a granular, that is divided into lymphocyte and monocyte. Lymphocyte contain 30% and monocyte contain 5.3%. Here you can see the picture, monocyte and lymphocyte. Here eosinophil, basophils and neutrophil, they have the granules in the cells, inside the cell, whereas the monocyte and lymphocyte, they don't have any granules. So normal range of WBC at birth in full term infant 10,000 to 25,000 microliter of blood, and infant up to 1 year of age 6,000 to 16,000 per microliter of blood. In adult 4,000 to 11,000 of microliter of blood. So last one, that is the platelet. Platelet are also called thrombocyte. So platelets are not cells, they are fragment of large cell. Their characteristics are almost same with the blood cell, but they are not considered as a blood cell. So in the same like RBC, in the platelets there is no nucleus. So they don't have any specific shape. They are random in shape, and their size is 2.2 to 54 micron size. And normal platelets count is 1.5 lakh to 4 lakh per drop of blood. Platelets have a lifespan of about 10 days, and platelets are very sticky, so appear under the light of microscope as a clumps of cells. Thank you.